Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about what you should look for when you're looking to pick your first camera. To get you guys up to speed, I'm going to be going through some of the different types of cameras that are in the modern market today. So when you're looking to get a new camera, there's about 4 different options that you can go with. You have the traditional digital SLR. The reason that there's still a lot of popularity with them is the fast autofocus that you can get. Now moving forward, we also have new mirrorless cameras, which work in a similar fashion with the digital sensor, but they don't have the mirror, hence the name mirrorless. A lot of these mirrorless cameras have digital viewfinders, so instead of looking up to the camera and seeing an optical image of what the lens is seeing, then you're going to be seeing a digital screen which looks a lot like what your live view for the camera would look like. Moving along, we also have point and shoot cameras. So these are essentially just smaller mirrorless cameras with a collapsible lens. You have a decent range of being able to zoom in and zoom out to a wide and telephoto viewing angle. And lastly, this is probably the most obvious one, is just phone cameras, because they're the best ones that are always on you. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 4 different things that you should look out for in this new camera, help you make a better informed decision. And the first thing you really need to establish is what is the type of use that you're going to be putting this camera through. How are you going to use it, and really what the purpose of this camera is going to be for you. Because for example, if you're going to be going traveling, most times you're going to be wanting to travel with something lighter, and you might not want to carry something as big as a digital SLR. So an option you could go with is either a point and shoot camera or a mirrorless camera. Another thing you really want to look at is if you're going to be taking more pictures with this camera, or if you also want to do a bit of video. For pictures, you're going to be looking for cameras that have faster and better autofocus and a nice lens lineup. And I would probably recommend you go to a digital SLR system. One, because it's a little more cost effective than the mirrorless counterparts, and 2, because you get an optical viewfinder, so there's absolutely no lag between when you click the button and when you take the picture. And for video, you're going to be looking for cameras that have a better video bit rate, which is the compression of how much detail is captured in the video file. Another thing to look out for is the handling of the camera and how it really feels in your hand. So different things you should look out for is the grip size and how comfortable it is to actually hold and press all the controls on this camera. Generally, if you have a larger camera body, then it's going to be more comfortable because you have all the controls laid out a little further apart, and you don't have to kind of like cramp your hand onto like a small little camera body like the mirrorless that I'm shooting with right now is the Canon M5. But the advantage with having a smaller camera body is that it's much easier to bring around, so that's just something you have to weigh in. You should also be looking for the screen and how well it actually looks. A lot of time when you're not using the viewfinder, then you're going to be looking at the screen, and this is the main point of interaction with your camera nowadays. So I prefer a nice touch screen, which I think Canon does a pretty good job with, so that's part of the reason why I stuck with them. So in addition to kind of the handling and how the camera feels, you're also going to be wanting to pay attention to the size and weight of this camera setup. Because a lot of times when you're purchasing a camera, if you're not going to end up taking the camera out because it's too big, then I would probably prefer getting a smaller camera, just so you're more active in taking it out and going out to take pictures. Because if you're going to be spending this much money, you better hope that you're going to be using the camera. And for the size and weight, you can kind of think of scenarios where you're going to want to take this camera out. Are you going to want to take it on your vacation when you go traveling? Are you going to take it to your kids' sports events? Does it really matter if it's going to be a little bit heavier? But really, it just comes down to personal preference. I have another video on why I decided to choose the Canon M5 as my main primary camera that I'm going to be using. If that's something you might be interested in, feel free to check it out. Just going to be right up there. And the last thing I'm going to be talking about is the interchangeable lens systems for these cameras. It doesn't really apply to point and shoot cameras, but for the mirrorless and digital SLR cameras, it's really important because when you buy your first camera body, a lot of times when you're buying new lenses for this camera, it's going to be by the same brand, and you're going to be restricted in the sense that you can only buy into the system that you have. So when you're looking at a camera system like Canon or Sony or Fujifilm or Panasonic, then a good thing to note is how much these lenses actually cost. And if you're looking to get more lenses, make sure those lenses are actually included in the camera system, because there are new lenses coming out, but some camera systems don't have as many lenses, or they don't have a good variety. So that's why, another reason why you might want to stick with a specific brand versus another. A good range of lenses will include some nice telephoto zoom lenses, some good prime lenses that allow you to get some really good low light video and image, as well as some standard zoom lenses where you can just walk around and just take it with you on the go. Now, before going out to buy a new camera, I would highly encourage you go into the store and actually pick up the camera and try it out for yourself, because this is going to be something that you're going to be holding and handling for the next little while. And as an investment, you want to be sure that it's a camera that you're comfortable holding, as well as the actual feel of the camera when you click the shutter. That can really affect how you feel about it when you're shooting. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.